What's happening, guys? It's your girl Mina. Welcome back to my channel, man. You lot already know what it is. I feel like I kind of anticipated this. Because I said it yesterday on yesterday's streams. I said when we play early games on a Saturday, it ruins your weekend. It just ruins your weekend. But let me start with first and foremost, guys. There's more to life than football, yeah. So I know we suck right now, but please don't let it be the end all or be all. But boy, Eric Ten Hag for me is he has to go. Eric Ten Hag is out of his depth. Let me just plug in my charger quickly before my computer dies. I feel like Eric Ten Hag is out of his depth. Yes, it's not all on the manager. I mean, the players stink. The players stink. They absolutely they don't even stink. They suck. They absolutely suck. The fact that our biggest problem, the fact that we concede a lot of goals is funny, but even then, I'm not too worried about our back line. I'm worried, but is what that front line stinks. They absolutely suck. Anthony, you suck. You absolutely suck. Rasmus Højlund, I feel bad for him sometimes, but then sometimes I feel like the brother don't help himself. I feel like the brother does not help himself. Garnacho is living off that bicycle kick. He's not been good since the Galatasaray game. And you know what? I can put that down to age. Inexperience. But you've had a run of starting games. Bro, Bruno Fernandes, you are not fit to wear the captain armband. You are not fit to wear the captain armband. I'm sorry. You're not fit. And you know what? I blame that on the manager for giving him the captain armband. There's no way you look at that guy and think, this is a captain. You don't look at him and think, this is a captain. You don't. Bro, the manager keeps playing Scott McTominay. For what? Bro, I forgot he was playing today. I'm not joking, guys. There was one point he had the ball. I said, oh my days, Scott McTominay's playing. This is probably the first time I've seen him. And that was like the 60th minute. I forgot he was playing. Let's be real, yeah. Let's be honestly real, guys. The manager is clueless. The players suck. We know that. The manager's not helping himself. I don't know. Let me know if you guys feel a similar way, but is the manager trying to get himself sacked? Is he trying to get himself sacked? This rest defense nonsense that United keep doing, yeah, is crazy. For me, it's crazy. Getting caught out in transition and the rest defense does not help. Yeah, Kobbie Mainoo, bro, hold your head up high. Hold your head up high. That was an unfortunate mistake you made. And you know what? Yeah, guys, I sat here yesterday. I've sat here many, many times before, and I said that Kudus is way better than Anthony, yeah? Kudus has 15 goal involvements this season, goals and assists in all competitions. He got 7 goals and 1 assist in the league. Anthony had 0 goals, 0 assists. Let me make sure that stat is even correct before I sit here and lie, yeah? Before people say that I'm sitting here and lying. Look at this. Mohamed Kudus, 7 goals, 1 assist, 16 Premier League appearances. Anthony, 15 Premier League appearances, no goals, no assists. No goals, no assists. Who pushed for the manager who pushed for the player to come? Who pushed for Anthony to come? United had, if you lot read that article yesterday from the Athletic, United had identified Anthony in the past and valued him at 25 million. Who pushed for the Anthony sell? Who pushed for us to get him? It was the manager. The manager pushed for him. You know what I was doing today, guys? You know what I was doing during the game? I was watching and counting to see how many times someone passes the ball to Rasmus Højlund. I was literally watching. Garnacho would have the ball. He goes back to Luke Shaw or he goes to Bruno. Anthony, yeah, I'm more scared. Let me say this. I'm more scared when Anthony has the ball in the opposition's half. I'm more scared because I'm scared we're going to concede. How does that make sense? Why? Because he's going to give the ball away, and he did exactly that. Gave the ball away, put in a half-hearted slide tackle, and we got caught on a counter. I think Johnny Evans kind of shut that up. Shout out to Kambawala. Listen, academy kid getting his debut. Manager's not really got a lot of options, but this is the same manager that just said in the pre-game comments, his exact words was, January, we don't need to buy players because I'm happy with the squad we got. You're pulling my leg. This has to be a very late April Fool's prank. 4 games on the bounce without a goal. United haven't done that since 1994. Bro, I wasn't even born then. I wasn't even born. That's the last time that United have done that, yeah? 4 games on the bounce. Erik ten Hag still has not won away from home against the top 9 team. He still has not won against the top 9 team. And let's be honest, guys, some of the times we had a strong lineup. Some of those games we had strong lineups. Today was not our strongest lineup, but you're shooting yourself in the foot when you continuously want to play Maino by himself and Scott and Bruno as these 2 10s. Like, for me, it's like there's no sympathy. There's no sympathy because you keep doing that. You keep doing that. What's that thing? What's that saying that basically the first signs of being a psychopath is that you keep doing the same thing and expect different results. This is what it is with Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes. We're playing with... I can't believe that our defenders can retain possession and keep hold of possession better than our midfield and our front line. Our defenders can do it better. The manager, for me, is a comical performance at this point. It's comical. It's a joke. It's that we know the players are shit. We know the players suck. We know everyone from top to bottom, get them all out. Get them all out. I don't care. Get them all out. You lot know. We can talk about the recruitment. Murto, after yesterday's article, I'm surprised that Murto still has a job today. I'm surprised he still has a job today. Some of the problems that we are witnessing today is because of his incapabilities. Some of it is because of his incapabilities, yeah? For me, I don't know how you guys feel about Rasmus Højlund. Sorry, I'm going to get to the comments. Sorry, apologies. Big up to everyone in the chat. Be sure to hit the like button. You can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat, and you can send in super chats to get it read out. Listen, I don't know how you lot feel about Rasmus Højlund. I don't know how you lot feel. Today I watched him and I thought, okay, well, he doesn't make runs too often, but also he's not used to playing as a lone number 9. I thought it was very unfortunate that he actually got taken off. I thought it was actually unfortunate. Honestly, I would have looked at that team today and half-time, Anthony or Garnacho for me would have come off. And I don't want to hear this nonsense about Anthony, what he does going back. Yes, he's actually sometimes a liability going back. He does do questionable stuff. But for me, it's inexcusable as a front line that you have no goals and no assists halfway through the season. That is inexcusable. That is inexcusable. We are 8th in the league now. West Ham have now gone above us. They've now gone above us, yeah? And you know Kudus's goal. Mohamed Kudus, yeah, I've always been a fan of him when he was at Ajax, right? His goal today, yeah, I could guarantee, if I was a gambler, I would put my house on it, yeah? That had that chance fallen to Manchester United, that wouldn't have led to a goal for us. Because one of our players would have made a silly decision, a silly mistake. I won't even call it a mistake because you do the same thing over and over again. And it's not a mistake, it's a choice. Our players would not, the touch that he took to kind of separate himself from the 2 centre-backs and to give himself just that inch of space to get the ball through Johnny Evans' legs. Just that little degree of separation. The little degree of separation. That's what he did. Paqueta, 2 assists. 2 assists. And you want to chat to me about Bruno Fernandes. You guys want to talk to me about Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he creates the most chances in the league. Oh, he does this. Oh, he does that. Don't we always say captains need to, take the game by the scruff of the neck? They need to create something for their team. Paqueta did that. 2 assists. Jared Bowen made a run. No one tracked it. Luke Shaw sleeping. He was taking a nap. He was taking his pre-Christmas nap. He was sleeping. Nobody thought to track Jared Bowen's run. And for me, it's like, at what point do we say this is on the players? And at what point do we say this is on the manager? We can sit here talk about recruitment all day. Yeah? We can sit here and talk about recruitment all day. The recruitment team brought in Rasmus Højlund. The manager brought in Anthony. The manager wanted Anthony. The recruitment team allowed him to get Anthony. Let's be real, yeah? You look at that tactical, whatever you guys want to chat to me about what the manager does tactically. For me, what stands out the most to me is the rest defense and the lone 6. And it does not work. We've seen it time and time again that the lone 6 thing does not work. When did United's best performance happen last week against Liverpool? We're playing a double pivot. And then you just ditch that and go back to your lone 6. You ditch that and go back to your lone six. For me, it's inexcusable at this point what the manager is doing. This is our 8th Premier League loss of the season. 8th Premier League loss of the season. Our 13th in all competitions. I think we've lost more games than we've won this season. We are in December. This is the worst start to the Manchester United season since the 1930s. The 1930s, guys. Who was alive in the 1930s? I'm trying to think. I think like probably my granddad was alive in the 1930s, or maybe my great-grand. Was my granddad alive in the 1930s? No, I think my great-granddad was. I don't think my... Yeah. My granddad was alive in the 1930s. He was alive in the 1930s. So we're on our 3rd generation of my family. That was the last time that United had such a poor start to the season. I can't even call it a poor start anymore because it's not a start of the season. We're halfway through it. Let's be real. We are halfway through the season. 13 losses in all competitions, 8 in the Premier League, yet to win away from home against the top 9. We are yet to win away from home. Our front line have a combined number of how many goals? Maybe 5 at the best. Is that me being nice if I'm saying that we've had... How many goals does Anthony, Højlund, Garnacho, Rashford and Martial have between them? I think it's like 5 goals. Fun fact, Jared Bowen has more goals this year in the Premier League. I think he's got like he's tied. He's 3rd in the Golden Boot race. He's got more goals this year in the Premier League than our entire starting 11 combined. This was our 10th centre-back pairing today. This was our 10th centre-back pairing. Yeah, the manager has been unfortunate with injuries. Yeah, Rafael Varane out with an illness apparently. Lisandro Martinez out. Harry Maguire out. The manager has, let's be real, Lindelof, surgery. Let's be real. We've been unfortunate with injuries. But we still suck. Even when those who are injured right now, when they were playing, we sucked. So does it make you... Everyone wants to say to me, oh, Casemiro is going to come back. Lisandro Martinez is going to come back. Mason Mount is going to come back. Be real. Is any of that going to make a difference? Because the manager is still adamant. I could put this... I'll be honest, guys. Yeah? Casemiro will be back from injury, yeah? Eriksen is already back from injury, yeah? McTominay will still play. That means the manager will put Casemiro as a lone 6 and he'll play McTominay and Bruno. Yeah, he'll play McTominay and Bruno. If Casemiro don't start, Maino will play. He's going to play McTominay and Bruno as these 10s. If Maino doesn't play, Eriksen will start. And what's going to happen? McTominay and Bruno playing as these 10s. What is the manager's obsession? What is his obsession with playing McTominay? Can honestly, please be on it. Please, someone explain this to me because I'm at a point now where I don't understand it. I do not understand it, and I'll be really. You lot know me. I've been very like, oh, I'm not Ten Hag in and I'm not Ten Hag out. I'm very like, he's gonna get sacked eventually. It's so on brand of Manchester United to beat Chelsea midweek, lose to Bournemouth 3-0, draw at Anfield, and then lose the following week. Bear in mind, guys, we have not had a midweek game this week. So why the hell do people run around like that on the pitch? Why do they run around like that on the pitch? They look like they have no energy. They look like they're tired. I tweeted a tweet during the game saying like, come on, like we've had no midweek games. What have they been doing in training? And someone said to me that the manager gave them half the week off. He gave them a few days off during the week. Okay, cool. But still, what have they been doing? At no point did I feel like Man United was going to score. Let's be honest, guys. Let's talk about the game. Let's move away from this rant, but let's talk about the game in particular. At no point, first half, snooze fest, both teams. We were a snooze fest on both ends, yeah? On West Ham was boring me. United was boring me. Second half, I felt like, okay, Garnacho's still playing. Anthony's still playing. Højlund, very unfortunate, I think, to get hooked. Out of the 3 of them, I think it was very unfortunate for him. Honestly, if anyone disagrees, please let me know. Garnacho had a chance. Weighted perfectly. The pass was a weighted pass from Anthony, yeah? I'm just like, bro, you have to put that away. One-on-one with the keeper, you open up your body, try to go to the bottom left corner because the keeper's already kind of made himself big, made himself wide, trying to cover the goal. Poor. Let's talk about that chance for what it is. Let's talk about that chance for what it is. That is a chance. you should be putting away. That is a chance. It should be bottom, top, whatever bins, top corner, bottom corner, whatever. That should be money. That is a money chance. Yes, we can say that, okay, Garnacho is young. Okay, cool. But those are the chances that a young player puts away. You've had millions of those in the last couple of months. You've had millions of those you're telling me you can score the overhead kick, but you can't score that one-on-one chance? You can't do that? And then people want to say to me, why bring on Rashford and play him out of position? That's another thing I don't get, is you take off the guy who is the answer to our number 9 spot, yeah? The guy that we spent 72 million on. We spent 72 million on him. The guy who's meant to be the answer. We basically gambled on a 20-year-old to become a good number 9. Give him no service, make him wrestle people non-stop. It is what it is. But you hook him in the 50th, 60th minute, and you put Rashford at number 9, who we know cannot play at number 9. We know he can't. We know Rashford cannot play there unless it's just balls over the top and he's running in behind the defenders. All right, cool. But the manager looked at today's performance and said, "Oh, out of Højlund, Antony, and Garnacho, I'm going to play Rashford at number 9. Not right wing, where we know we've seen him to be able to play. Not at left wing, which is his preferred place, where he plays better. Yes, he's had a slump this season, but let's be for real, guys. Let's be for real. I don't want to be like, oh, if buts, maybes, but that Garnacho chance, Rashford puts that away. Rashford puts that away. In form, out form, Rashford would put that away. Yeah. And I don't want to go in too much on Garnacho because I think it's a fault of the manager that he's playing so much. You know, I've said this time and time again. I think Garnacho's best games or his most impressionable moments come when he's running at tired legs, you know? And I feel like he's been coached out of his fearlessness. You know, when you're young and you burst onto the scene, you're fearless. You don't scare. You're not feared of anyone. You know, you will take on a man. You will do this. You'll do that. Now he does this thing where it's his guaranteed decision. His guaranteed this. I already know what it is. He runs to the touchline and tries to cross it in with his left foot. What happens 9 times out of 10? Gets blocked. Goes out for a throw in. Goes out for a corner. Is one or the other all the time. The ball does not end up in the box. The ball does not end up in the box most of the time. I'm at a point now where I question the players. You know, I've been questioning the players. I've been questioning them for ages. But at what point do we say some of this is on the manager? At what point do we actually accept that United are playing this way because of the manager? We can say that, oh, you know, the manager's not the one that's missing these chances, but the manager's the one that's making these decisions. We went a goal down, yeah? Ten Hag was on the touchline the entire time. The entire game, my guy was standing there. We go down 1-0, back to his seat. He sat down for the rest of the game. It's like he was defeated. It's like he knew we weren't going to come back. United can concede. We concede one goal, and it's like money. Team will score another goal. Team will score another goal. It's guaranteed. United concede a goal this season, and it's like there's no sort of resilience in the team. They don't even have faith in themselves. They don't have faith in themselves where they even feel like we can do something. Bruno Fernandes, I have to talk about Bruno Fernandes because today, my guy just, wallahi, like, honestly, he just kicks the ball into the most randomest places and just expects someone to get onto the end of it. He expects to see, you know, Højlund get onto the end of it. Antony, whoever it is, you know what is and I think he gets frustrated as well. Not that it's an excuse. It's not an excuse at all, but he gets frustrated too, where he goes, United can't get past the low block. United can't get past, you know, the back line, and he just shoots from outside the box. Like that's a low. That's a low. Guys, let's be real. That is a low. That means we've reached a point where we don't even feel like we can create anything. So we will have the ball in the final third. And we just can't get it into the opponent's box. I think West Ham scored 2 goals from 4 shots on target today. Like, that says a lot. Big up to everyone in the chat. Please let me know your thoughts about the game, how you lot feeling, especially about, you know, the result, and just four games without a goal. 4 games without a goal. Is that not a red flag. Does anyone think that's a red flag? And you know what? Yeah, big up to businessman, because he says free Sancho, free Van de Beek, free Martial, free Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo, he's just returned back from injury. But this makes me even, watching these kind of performances makes me more angry at Jadon Sancho. Yeah, and I'll be for real. I'll tell you guys why I'm more annoyed at Jadon Sancho. I'm okay. You can stand your ground, but there's no way you look at the way that these lot are playing, and you don't think, yeah, I could have grabbed my opportunity by the neck. Like, I promise you, Jadon Sancho cannot be as bad as what we see on the pitch, right? But him and this manager's beef, whatever their beef is, yeah. I'm talking solely from a perspective of Jadon Sancho looking at this situation and thinking, this is my moment. This is my moment. This is my time. I mean, let's be for real. Doesn't seem like Anthony's getting dropped. Let's be for real. It doesn't matter how much, how bad. It doesn't matter how bad Anthony's playing. But Jadon Sancho, I look at this situation and think, bro, like, all you had to do is say sorry. All you had to do is say sorry. At least that's another alternative that we have in the front line. Right now, we're kind of stuck. Let's be for real, guys. We are stuck with the frontline options that we have. We have Højlund, we have Anthony, we have Garnacho, we have Pellistri, we have Rashford. That's it. That's all we have. That is literally all we have as options. I don't know where Martial is. I don't know where Martial. Ever since Martial got that, he got an illness a couple of weeks ago, I ain't seen him again. I have not seen him again. And I look at it and I say to myself, what could get worse this season? Honestly, guys, I think the only thing that can get worse is relegation. Like that's the only way that can make it can be the only that's the only way. Big up to King Amart says Bruno was just being Bruno just when he gets an assist and goal, fans ignore the 89 minutes. Big up Duckland says, why is Bruno playing so deep though? I don't understand why McTominay is our creative player. Not even Oli did this. McTominay's not our creative player, guys. I'm sorry. I seen him today. I just saw him running a lot. I just saw him running. I barely saw him with the ball. But when I did see him with the ball, I just time and time again say to myself, bro, why is this guy playing? Why is he starting? I think he's probably started the most number of games this season out of all. Him and Onana must be the most started players. Honestly, they must be. Why? Because McTominay was getting us goals. He was getting us goals. Now that he's not scoring, we go 4 games on the bounce without a goal. What benefit does he add? I feel like we play with one less player in build-up and one less player in defense every time Scott McTominay plays. Every time Scott McTominay plays. And I'm sorry, the goals that he scores, it's not enough. It's not enough for him to play. It's not enough for him to play. Like, I genuinely, this is why I have no sympathy for the manager. This is why I don't want to hear this. He has no other options. Yes, you do. You do. Play a double pivot, play Bruno in the 10. Simple as that. But you are adamant that this 2-10 stuff or these 2-8s, whatever the hell you want to call it, the manager is adamant that it's going to work. It's not going to work. How many times do we have to watch it this season and be like, this is not working? How many times do we have to watch it this season and be like, this is not working? This is not getting any better. You cannot feel like this is a patch where United are just playing badly. Like, big up to Anthony says, is it weird that I'm not sad or angry or feeling anything at all after the match? I think, when you're on your 13th loss of the season, I think after 13 losses, the emotions kind of just go. I feel like the emotions just kind of go. And I hear it. I feel it. Big up to Imran says, Ten Hag play like minute on career mode. Hey, even I'm playing better. Call in this week needed. Yes, guys, sorry, I had to cancel the week that just passed call-in show, but we will do a call-in show probably on Wednesday. Obviously, I will set up the link, everything. If you want to call in, you can join the membership club, pin comment in the chat, you get your badges, you get your emojis, and you get to obviously come through, and I want to hear people's opinions, of course. Just going to go through some of the comments quickly. Big up to Adam in the chat. Hector says, so someone please tell me what the front three is scoring us goals. I'd love to know. I don't know what the front three is doing. Like, I genuinely could not tell you what the front three is doing. Thoughts on Kambawala Mina? Honestly, my honest thoughts of him is nothing. Like, I thought he was okay. There was a bit shaky moments that he had that kind of had me worried. I mean, Jared Bowen just at one point just glided past him very comfortably. He's young. He's young and it's his first ever senior start. You know, the manager has literally had to. The injuries are so bad at the club right now that the manager literally had to go to the academy and pluck out a centre back. He's been forced to do that. He's been forced to do that. Richarlison just scored again. No excuses for Erik ten Hag. Do you know what's funny, guys? I saw people taking the piss out of Richarlison last season for not hitting the ground running. And Rasmus Højlund is on what? Is this the 14th Premier League game? Is this the 14th Premier League game I think he's played without a goal? Someone correct me. I might be wrong. So someone please correct me. Mina, Sancho is never playing for this manager. Anthony is an Erik ten Hag player. Ahmad has returned. Bet he don't play more than 10 minutes. The manager even puts Bruno out on the right. So where does Sancho get a sniff? This is very true. This is very true. Also, this is why I'm just disgraced. I'm just disgraced with the manager. Like I genuinely think that he is, and I've said it. I already started the stream. I said the manager has to go, guys. I said the manager has to go. The players have to go, but the manager can go with them too. He can leave with them because I feel like after 400 million spent and there's nothing, no identity in the team. We are worse in. I look at United in possession and I look at United out of possession and I don't know what's worse. I do not know what's worse. I don't know if we're worse in possession and I don't know if we are worse out of possession. It's as simple as that. Defensive transitions scare me. When we are even in an attacking transition, counter-attack, whatever you want to call it, yeah, I have no hope that we're going to score. I have zero hope that we are going to score. Why? Because I know for a fact that the players will not make the right decision. I know it. I literally know it because we've seen it so many times this season. They make the wrong pass when they shouldn't. They take a shot when they shouldn't. We see it time and time again. That's why today, for example, even when, you know, there was decent passing passages, it ended with just a cross into the box. And we have like 2-3 players max in the box. We have Anthony, McTominay, and maybe Højlund if he's in the box. And West Ham had 5-6 players. And what happened every time? It was leading to a counter. It was leading to a counter every single time. And I feel like even when, like, it's very unfortunate, I think, for Kobbie Mainoo. That mistake was very unfortunate. And, you know, I forgive him. Because it's a one-off. I will hope it's a one-off mistake, firstly. Secondly, before that mistake, he was the best player on the pitch for us. He was the best. Every game he's played, he's been the best player. And that says a lot more about the standards of the players that have been playing throughout the season. Like, how has Kobbie Mainoo made his first appearance this season against Everton at the beginning of, I think, November? I think it was the beginning of November, yeah, when we played Everton. That was his first appearance of the season. And yet, he looked better than all the people that have been playing regularly throughout the season. All the players that have been playing regularly, playing Champions League football, playing Premier League football, the ones that played in the Carabao Cup, all these men that have been playing regularly throughout the season, he literally came and looked much better than them. Literally. No one will do better, though, in my opinion. It's the players. I agree. I think the players are part of the problem. I've said this time and time again. If you guys are new to the channel here, then, you know, in the past couple months, I've literally been criticizing the players. But sometimes, let me ask you a lot of questions. Do you feel like the players look clueless sometimes? They don't know what to do. You know, in possession, our midfielders don't know what to do with the ball. In front of goal, our strikers don't know what to do. They do not know what to do. We probably have our best build-ups of we kind of have our best build-ups of possession coming from our back line. Kind of, when Onana's involved. Like, honestly, this is a question to everyone in the audience. Do please let me know, and I'll try to get to all your comments. Do you guys feel like everyone just looks lost? And isn't it the job of the manager to coach your players through this? Is it not? Is it the job of the manager to coach your players through this, manage your players through it, get them through this situation? Garnacho, guys, went from being a player that looked fearless, taking on a man, to a player that looks like he's a system player now. He looks like he's a system player. He gets the ball, runs to the byline, tries to cross it in. That's it. That's all we see. Anthony, you don't know where I stand with Anthony. I said I've been saying since before we even signed him. If you go back to my Twitter, you will see I've been saying Anthony is going to be the worst signing that we're going to buy. It's a waste of money. We're going to be back in the transfer window 2 seasons later trying to find another right winger. And literally, what is the report suggesting? And reports are suggesting United are looking to buy a right winger in the summer. So we can say it's on the players, but also let it be known that we can criticize the manager, because the manager is the one that spent money. The manager is the one that's brought in these players that he's hyped up to be important to his system, to the way that he wants to play. Mason Mount barely played, even when he was fit, but yet the manager told us that he was an integral part of the way he wants to play. He's going to be an important. It's like in EAFC, guys, when you're playing career mode. You know, when you sign a player and they say, "Oh, I want to be an important player," or "I want to be, I want to be a rotation player." Erik ten Hag stood there and said to us, Mason Mount was an integral part of the way he wants to play. But even when he was fit, the guy weren't playing. The guy was not playing. And this is why I can go back all the way to the recruitment. If you guys read the Athletics article, the one that I keep referencing, if you read the Athletics article yesterday, I don't know how Murto woke up today and he's still employed. I don't know how Murto woke up today and his P45 was not sitting in his email, in his mailbox. Because after that article, that is a prime example of pure negligence of how a club is run. You cannot read that article. And if you haven't read that article, I encourage you all to read it, because there's no way you look at that and think, that article made me think, okay, some of these signings are not down to the manager. Why? Because United, before Erik ten Hag came, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they identified Antony as a right wing option and they valued him at 25 million under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Tell me why a few years later you go and pay 80 something million for him. How do you go from a 25 million valuation to paying 80 million? And what did Edwin van der Sar tell the Athletic? He basically said that he squeezed every penny out of Murto because he knew that they were desperate and he knew they were going to pay. This is absolute negligence from the recruitment. And who's been a key part of that recruitment part? Who was given the job to restructure the recruitment of Manchester United? Who was given that job? Murto. Murto came under David Moyes, managed to outlast David Moyes, and apparently that's why Sir Alex Ferguson don't like him, because he should have left with Moyes because Moyes brought him in. But that's neither here or there. But there's no way that you read that article and then watch today's performance and think top down. It's everyone from the top down, from the owners to whoever's head of recruitment to the manager. Because let's be for real, guys. Let's be for real. Murto overpaid for players, but do you think he would have Do you think he would have negotiated that if the manager wasn't pushing for those signings? Let's be honest now. Let's be honest. We spent Man United spent how many? I think it was like nearly 2 months. It was a month and a half, I think, chasing Frankie de Jong. It was a month and a half chasing Frankie de Jong. Didn't get him. Then they said to Erik ten Hag, well, this is all you're getting for the season. It was Eriksen, it was Lisandro Martinez and Malacia. We lost our first 2 opening games of the season, and they turned around and said, well, let's go and buy Casemiro. Even though the manager said if he can't get Frankie de Jong, he wants someone in the mold of Frankie de Jong. I'm sorry, but Frankie de Jong and Casemiro are 2 different types of players. They are 2. You don't look at them and think, yep, similar mold, similar players, similar style. You don't do that. Who made that decision? It was Murto. It was the recruitment. It was the senior ups. We can sit here and talk about, the players and this and that, but let's be real. There's shortcomings for everybody. There is shortcomings for everyone. If we just talk about today's game, what is this called? 3 things we learned. What have we learned after game week 18? We suck. We absolutely suck. Spurs 2-0 up already. Son again. Postecoglou putting Erik ten Hag to shame. Postecoglou got a front line that's playing fluid football. They can play together. They're in synchronization. We talk about how we've played a different back line. Yeah, 10 times. This is I think that the centre back partnership is the 10th centre back partnership that we've had today. Yeah. But yet that front line has played together for how many games? And they can't score. They cannot score. They cannot put the ball in the back of the net. Whether it's Antony, whether it's Højlund, whether it's... I can't wait to see the numbers and the stats of basically how many passes Rasmus Højlund had to his feet today. I want to know how many... I would like to know how many times Antony Garnacho, Bruno. I want to know how many times they passed the ball to Rasmus Højlund. I want to know that. Scott McTominay, I keep forgetting about him, guys, because honestly, I forgot he was playing. There's nobody, anyone in the chat, you cannot tell me that you watched today's game and you didn't, until maybe the 60th minute is when you realize, an hour into the game is when you realize Scott McTominay was playing. I saw him on the lineups. I said, okay, I don't think I saw him for about an hour into the game. I did not see him. Whether it was in build-up, whether it was in transition, neither side of the pitch, I did not see him. I think I saw the fourth official more than I saw Scott McTominay. Honestly, I think I saw the fourth official more than I saw Scott McTominay. We could talk about all these other teams and how they're doing and how they're performing, but guys, let's be real. Records have been broken this season. Records have been broken. This is the worst Manchester United record at this point in Christmas since the 1930s. This is the first time United have gone 4 games without a goal since 1994. Erik ten Hag still hasn't won away from home against the top 9 team since he's come. Since he's come here, he has not won against the top 9 team. This is 8 losses in the Premier League already. We could end the season, guys, having 50-50 in terms of losses and wins in the league. We could actually end the season like that. We could even probably end the season with more losses than wins. 13 losses in all competitions so far. Yeah? We've only scored in the league. United have only scored 2 more goals than Burnley and only 1 more goal than Luton and Sheffield United. Guys, that's relegation teams. We are scoring at the same rate as relegation teams. Let's be for real. Let's honestly let's be legit, let's be honest here. We are scoring at the same rate as relegation teams. How is that acceptable? How is that okay? How is that okay? And you know what this all goes back to? We could talk, honestly, we could sit here and talk about the players all we want. We could sit here and talk about all we want. Scott McTominay continues to play. Who is picking Scott McTominay? Who is it? The Glazers? Is there a clause? Are people suggesting that there's a clause in Erik ten Hag's contract where he has to play Scott McTominay a certain number of games? Who is it that's picking Scott McTominay? It's the manager. The manager is adamant that Scott McTominay can play as this second 8 or this second 10 alongside Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes cannot play. Yeah, let me be honest. I think Bruno Fernandes cannot play alongside someone in that 10. I think it's either him or no one. It's either him or someone else. It's not 2 of them together. It's not 2 of them running in the same passages. It's not that it's 2 of them trying to do the same stuff. McTominay doesn't try to do any of it anyways, but that's neither here or there, like I said earlier. Bruno Fernandes, if he's going to play as a 10, play him as a 10 by himself. Why does there have to be 2 of them? Why does there have to be 2 of them? One of them who's just not there. He's there, but he's just not there. He's a captain. Bruno Fernandes wears the armband, yeah? Bruno Fernandes wears the armband. He's not a captain. He's not a captain for me. I said it time and time again. I've said it so many times, but even before he became captain, when I used to criticize Harry Maguire when Harry Maguire was captain, I used to say that a captain leads by example. In the thick of it, during a game, the captain takes the game by the scruff of the neck. He creates something for the team. He gets the team going. We go 1-0 down. Our captain can't even be like this. Come on, guys, let's go. Keep your heads up. You know, they can't do that. They can't do that. He can't do that. He doesn't do that. Let's not say he can't do that. He doesn't do that. As a player, you can't look to if you look to your captain and see no inspiration, and you look to your manager, you're 1-0 down, and your manager's sitting on his chair. Yeah, he's sitting on his chair. Bear in mind, this is what people criticize Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for. Do you guys remember when United were going through that difficult period under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just before he got sacked? And he used to be sitting on the bench after United are losing. People used to be like, oh, look at the manager. He's sitting on the bench. He don't care. He can't even uplift his team. He can't even motivate them. Let's be for real. Ten Hag's doing the same thing. Ten Hag was standing throughout predominantly most of the game. I don't know what he was shouting at the players. I don't know if he was saying stuff to the players. As soon as we went a goal down, it's like he lost his head. It's like Ten Hag lost his. It's like he lost any sort of motivation or inspiration that United could come back from being a goal down. He sat down, didn't see him get up again. We conceded the second goal, and he literally just the camera panned to him, and he was just sitting there. He was sitting there like this, talking to his assistant manager. I don't know what they were saying to each other. They're probably thinking, is the Eurostar working? Can we get back to Amsterdam tomorrow on Christmas Eve? That's what they're probably thinking. They're probably thinking about, how am I getting back to the Netherlands in time for Christmas? But honestly, I hate when people kind of insinuate that we can't. Oh my God, Ten Hag's post-game comments. Ten Hag's post-game comments. You know, this is what's gonna. If United don't kill me, it's gonna be Ten Hag's post-game comments that kill me. Honestly, if United don't give me cardiac arrest, stuffed lung, I pray that never happens. Yeah, I pray that never happens. But if United don't make my heart go doof doof, it's always gonna be Eric Ten Hag's post-game comments. He said after the game, we were dominant, but we just didn't score. We were in total control in and out of possession. We gave them nothing until the 72nd minute when we switched off. Brother. What the hell were we doing in and out of possession? We weren't doing shit. We weren't doing anything. Excuse my language. We weren't doing anything. Oh my God, now same goals as Luton. They're beating Newcastle. Guys, we're scoring at a relegation rate. We couldn't even score against Newcastle. Guys, Carabao Cup and away to Newcastle, we could not score against them. Luton scores against them. That's no disrespect to Luton because, like I said, Luton are scoring at the same rate as Manchester United. So that says a lot. That says a lot. But Ten Hag continued to say, at Man United, everybody has to take responsibility. We have to be calm, stick together, stick to the plan, and we have to do it together. In 2023, we won a cup and we did very well. Now we are underperforming. We have many injuries, so the team will be better. And this is what I hate. This is what I don't like. There's no accountability on his end. There's no accountability of him to say, oh, maybe I got the tactics wrong. For him to say, maybe I got it wrong this game, Oh yeah, but I'm gonna learn and we're gonna pick this up. But he's coming out and saying everyone has to take responsibility. He's right, but the responsibility starts with you. The responsibility starts with you. He said we were good for 72 minutes. Bro, we were not. Everybody was falling asleep. Tell me, guys, how many of you guys took a nap at one point during the first hour and a bit of the game? How many of you lot took a nap? Because I was about to take a nap. I was about to fall asleep on my sofa. Come on, let's be for real. This manager comes out every time after a game. There's no accountability. There is no accountability. None whatsoever. And it's just comments like this for you to say it's true. At United, everyone has to take responsibility. He's 100% right, by the way. I think he's 100% right. But you don't take accountability. You don't come out and say, "Oh, I got this wrong." I would respect you a lot more if you say that, you underestimated West Ham today, or you didn't change up the game once you were 1-0 down. Because we didn't. What the hell? Who did we bring on? I can't even remember. I actually can't even remember. Let me find a few more of his post. It's always his post-game comments that get me. It's always the post-game comments that get me every time. Here you go. This is the stat I was looking for, guys. Anthony and Alejandro Garnacho passed to Rasmus Højlund a combined 1 time today. 1 time. So that means in the last 8 or so hours of football, they've passed to him 11 times combined. One in the space of nearly 60 minutes, you passed to your striker once. You passed to your striker once. How is that okay? How is that normal? How is that normal? I can't. I actually can't. The more stats that I read about this game, the more that I think, what on earth is going on? Villa, Tuesday night, under the lights. Yeah, good luck to them. Good luck. Absolutely good luck to United. Absolutely good luck to United. I'm trying to find any of the post-game comments from his press conference. But I can't see anything. I can't see anything in depth, that's for sure. It's funny how we look better with Bruno off the pitch. Ten Hag will be boxed by Villa on Boxing Day. You know what? It's just so Man United-esque. It was so Man United-esque for us to lose today after we drew. Bear in mind, last week's performance wasn't a good performance, and I said it as well. It was not a great performance, but United just kept their shape and they just defended. That's it. And then hit counters. Isn't that what we criticize Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for? Is that not what we criticize Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for? Let's be for real, guys. Yeah, let's be for real. Erik Ten Hag has not had it easy. He's not had it easy with the injuries. He's not had it easy with the fixtures, the fixture list. But he does not help himself. Please, let's be as let's try and be as, what's the word, subjective as possible, or objective. I don't know which one. English ain't my first language, but let's just try be as honest with each other. Yeah, we've not been lucky with injuries. Let's be blunt with each other. Exactly, let's be blunt. And please, I will read everyone's comments. Yeah, Ten Hag has been unlucky with injuries. He's been unlucky with injuries, but even when the injuries have been there, I don't know how things would get better. And do you think that's how, like, imagine we look at the manager and we're saying, I don't know how things get better. I wonder what the hell the players think. I mean, I don't even care what they think, because some of them suck. They shouldn't even be in the team. They're crap. They should not even be in a Manchester United shirt. I could sit here and list all of them. From today's starting 11, I would only take two. I would only take two people from today. Honestly, I would only take two people from today's starting 11. And I think you guys might know who they are. It's quite obvious who they are, but I'd only take two. But for me, it's like there's no accountability. We talk about, the manager comes out and says, everyone has to take responsibility. Bro, in my language, guys, yeah, there's a saying basically, is that when you point a finger at someone, you got three fingers pointing back at you, i.e. look at yourself before you start looking at other people. That's a prime example. This is a prime example. Erik Ten Hag saying everyone needs to take responsibility, bro. Word to Michael Jackson, go look in the mirror. Go stare, be the man that looks in the mirror. Whatever song, I forgot. Let me Google that song, Michael Jackson. Man in the Mirror. There you go. What's the lyrics? I'm going to make a change for once in my life. It's going to feel really good. Going to make a difference. Going to make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat. This wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street. I don't know what kids he's referring to. Maybe Ten Hag could be referring to the Cobbies and the Garnachos. With not enough to eat. Okay, not them. Okay, this song, I think. Here you go. Here's the chorus. Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Bro, you need to take a leaf out of Michael Jackson's book. You need to take a leaf out of this song. Go to the chorus and look at it and look at yourself, yeah, and take some advice from there. If you're going to take advice from anywhere, go look at the man in the mirror and go and change your ways. Change your ways. You can't be like, oh, everyone has to take responsibility. Bro, you're playing Scott McTominay continuously, game in, game out. Game in, game out. You're playing Scott McTominay. Who's going to take responsibility for that? Are you expecting flipping Kobbie Mainoo to take responsibility for that? Are you expecting Onana to take responsibility for that? When your players make mistakes, you expect them to take responsibility. Onana made mistakes in the Champions League. You expected him to take responsibility. Marcus Rashford last season turned up late. Yeah, you benched him. You expect him to take responsibility. Alejandro Garnacho last season in pre-season, yeah, was messing around, whatever. You expect him to take responsibility. Jadon Sancho right now, what do you want him to do? You expect him to take responsibility. Yet you, Mr. Erik Ten Hag, cannot take responsibility for your own shortcomings. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Every stream I do, I should open it with those lyrics. And no message could have been any clearer. If they want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make the change. If you want the team to be in a better place, you look at yourself and make the change. That's it. It's as simple as that. I can't believe I actually never knew the lyrics. I just knew the first line. Honestly, it's quite frustrating with the manager. The more I read his post-game comments, every game in, game out, and you know what? I tweeted it one day a couple weeks ago. I said the final nail in the coffin. I think it was after the Champions League game when we got knocked out. I said the final nail in the coffin for me is Erik Ten Hag's post-match comments when he comes out and he says we could have won. And every game he says that we could have won, we should have won, but we didn't. Shut up, man. Shut up. Honestly, how that post-game comment has actually pissed me off. Excuse my language, guys. Please excuse my language, but it's absolutely pissed me off because how dare you say we were dominant, but we didn't score. We were in total control in and out of possession. We were shit. Let's call a spade a spade. We sucked. We had the ball. We did nothing with it. Then you go on to say at Man United, everyone has to take responsibility. In brackets, after that, everyone, it should say except Ten Hag. Because why? Like I said, you watch players perform poorly and you play them game after game. Today, you looked at that performance. Anthony Garnacho have passed to Højlund a combined 1 time. That means only one of them passed. That means only one of them passed to him. I don't know which one it is. I think it's more likely Anthony than Garnacho, if I'm being honest. I think it's more Anthony than Garnacho. But they passed to him a combined 1 time. You looked at that and said, yep, we're going to put Marcus Rashford up top. Be for real. Honestly, be for real. We've had many injuries, he says. He's right. So the team will be better. I don't think it's going to get better, guys. And please, in the chat, just say yes, no. Do you think when all these players return back from injury, United's suddenly going to be scoring goals? We're going to be scoring 3, 4, 5 goals a game. Do you honestly think that? When Casemiro comes back, I think our backline gets better when Lisandro Martinez comes back. I think our backline gets better, but I don't think we're scoring anything. I don't think we're scoring. Who is missing in our front line right now? Who is missing in our front line? Rashford's there, Garnacho's there, Anthony's there, Højlund's there. Who are we missing? No one. We're missing Casemiro. Okay, cool. We're missing Mason Mount. Okay, cool. But I ain't seen impact from Mason Mount in the season to say that we're missing him and we need him. I ain't seen that. I haven't seen that. We're going to see Casemiro come back and play a lone 6. Why? Because Scotty Too Hot is going to play. Scotty Too Hot is going to play with Bruno Fernandes. And what are they? What are the two of them? They're the unbenchables. That's their names. They are the unbenchables. To Erik Ten Hag, they cannot get hooked. They cannot get hooked. So Erik Ten Hag, for me, we could talk about all the problems in the club. We could talk about the players. We could talk about all of that. But Ten Hag is a focal point of the problem. He is a focal point. We signed players, that had injury problems. We've signed players that have had injury problems. And even if they didn't have injury problems, they pick up injury problems at United. Yeah, they pick up it. United's in an injury crisis. Yeah, we are in an injury crisis. Is that Newcastle have been struggling of recent with their injuries. Yeah, they've been struggling of recent, but they still got a style of football. I saw Postecoglou playing a back 4 of fullbacks. He was playing if United ever dared to play a back 4 of fullbacks, oh my God, that is absolute disaster. If we played Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Reguilon, and Diogo Dalot in the back line, it would not be anything like what I saw with Spurs when they were playing a back 4 of fullbacks. It would be nothing like that. It would be nothing like that. Unbenchables killed me, Mina. No, honestly, I think they are the unbenchables. I genuinely think Bruno and McTominay are the unbenchables. Ten Hag cannot bench them for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is. But I look at Ten Hag and I question so many decisions he makes. Like, we can look at the players and question the decisions they make on the pitch. But then I look at the manager and I think, well, he doesn't really help himself, does he? He made Bruno Fernandes captain, basically gave him a free ride to do whatever he wants. Never gets hooked. I've never seen Bruno get hooked for a performance. I've never seen that. I've never ever seen that. I've never seen Anthony. Maybe Ten Hag does have his favorites. Maybe Erik Ten Hag does have his favorites. The Anthonys, the Brunos, the McTominays. McTominay for me, I think is, you know what, guys? I will be very honest. As a footballer, I don't think McTominay is a good footballer. I don't think he's a good footballer. I think he does the basics well, but I don't think he enhances the team in any way. But I think maybe McTominay as a person, this is how low the standards are. This is where we are now. I think McTominay as a person, maybe he's a nice guy, and that's why he plays. Maybe because he's a nice guy and the manager likes him, and him and the manager, he's respectful. Maybe he's respectful to the manager. He listens to the manager. He does what he's told to do. Like, maybe it's simple as that. Maybe that's why he's playing. Garnacho is not who I thought he was. Couldn't even cook Trent. I should have known. Listen, we suck, guys. Big up to Troy says, I don't think so because none of the attackers are out. Exactly. We talk about, the manager keeps talking about these players coming back from injury as if, you know, Casemiro is going to score us 20 goals and Leach is going to get us 30 assists. Our front line's still there. Our front line is still there. Don't get me wrong. I think our defense is an issue and I think our midfield is an issue. But our front line, we stink. I said this time and time, every stream, I find myself saying that this front line is the worst front line that I've ever seen watching Manchester United as a United fan. As simple as that. Big up to Ed says, I wish he could stay, but the players have given up on him. And once that happens, we know the players don't get punished. It's the gaffer. We will miss you, Eric. Listen, I think the players are at a point where they look at the manager, there's no inspiration when we go a goal down, and they look at their captain and there's no inspiration. Like, there's no inspiration. At that point, how much can you blame the players? Like, let's be honest, guys. At that point, how much can we truly blame the players? Players because he's a nice guy, standards in the mud. That's this conspiracy theory I have. Literally, that's the conspiracy theory I have. Eric, big up to Alumba says, Eric Ten Hag has a lot of favorites. Most managers have one or two. Scott McTominay, definitely a teacher's pet. Our team rejected 30 million for Scott. You see that? We could have got him out and we didn't. We could have got him out and we couldn't. Listen, let's do 3 things we learned. Let's do three things we learned after today's game. Number one, Mina has lost faith in the manager. Mina has officially lost. Why am I speaking in third person? But Mina has lost faith in the manager. I lost faith in the players a long time ago. Opening week of, I think it was second week of the season against Spurs. There's a video on United View, guys. There's a video on United View clips, if you want to go look at it, where I'm basically criticizing Ten Hag. And I remember I got ripped in the studio because people were like to me, why are you criticizing the manager? And it's essentially, I was criticizing him for what's happening right now. You know, the lackluster formations, the lack of changes, the talent ID, all of that stuff. And nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. 4 months later, nothing has changed. We are probably in a worse position. I thought after the Spurs game, I thought, it's one of them starts to the season. And, at the beginning of the season, coming into the season, I did say that my expectation for the season was, I said we had to be in the top 3-ish in the league. How delusional was I? I wish I could go back to myself and say, don't be careful what you wish for. But I said that United had to be in the top 3. I said we had to make a deep run in the champs. Yeah? Deep run where we finished rock bottom. We finished rock bottom. We won 1 game in the entire flipping competition. And I said that we had to win a form of domestic trophy, whether it was the FA Cup or something, or the league. I didn't think we were going to win the league, but we had to win, I said, the FA Cup. I said the Carabao Cup ain't good enough, yeah? Fast forward to now, I'm looking back at my predictions and I'm like, wow. If only I knew what was to come. If only I was to know what to come. You know where my downfall started for the season, yeah? It was probably after the Arsenal game. That's, I think, when my kind of inspiration. No, it was the Galatasaray game. Yeah, the first Galatasaray game is when I just lost hope in the season. I posted a picture on my Instagram. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you can. It's at MinaFootball. I posted a picture on my Instagram, 1st of October, I think it was, of me saying, wake me up when the season ends. But I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I didn't think it was going to be 13 losses in the season and we're not even at the end of the year yet. 13 losses in the season and we're not even at the end of the calendar year yet. 8 losses in the Premier League. Yeah, we are right now. Relegation teams are probably scoring on the same pace as we are. Our front line has a combined 5 goals, I think, in goals and assists in the league. Our entire front line combined, wingers, strikers, all of that stuff. So what have we learned today? We have learned today. I am sick of the manager. I'm sick of the players. I'm sick of all of them. Luton have 1 goal less than you. No, they scored right now. They scored right now against Newcastle, so we should be on the same number of goals. Burnley have 2 less goals than us. So that says a lot. So number 1, what have I learned? I lost faith in the players a long time ago. But today I have lost complete faith in the manager. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how Murto woke up this morning and he was still in a job. He should be heading down to the job centre after flipping bank holiday. He should be heading down to the job centre somewhere in Manchester because he ain't got a job on Tuesday when everything opens up again after the Christmas break. He should have woke up this morning with a letter from HR saying, here's your P45, mate. You're on garden leave for the rest of the year. And then you're gone. Because after that Athletic article, I don't know how he's still employed. I genuinely don't know that. And then after today's result, one of them has to go at some point. He or the manager has to go. Like, honestly, Murto cannot be here under Ineos. He can't be here under Ineos unless he's working in a cellar somewhere in Carrington where he's only allowed to see daylight twice in the week. Yeah, he cannot be working anymore for Manchester United because he is part of the problem. He is part of the issues of these players that we have. You don't, like I said, you don't put aside a budget of 40 million for Mason Mount and then go and pay. As soon as they say no, you say, okay, you want 60 million? Okay, we'll give you that. Yeah, we'll give you that. What kind of negotiator are you? They should go get, you know who Man United need to get? I don't know if you guys ever watch Captain Phillips. Have you guys, let me know in the chat if you've watched Captain Phillips, yeah? If you've watched Captain Phillips, they have a negotiator that negotiates when basically the pirates hijack a boat. They have negotiators. That's what United need, because Murto ain't that guy. We need negotiators that negotiate hostage situations. Yeah, that's what United need to hire to come and negotiate in our transfer windows. Honestly, that's who they need. Murto ain't that guy. If you were to send Murto to go and negotiate with someone that is holding people hostage, yeah, he's gonna get captured himself. He wouldn't even be able to negotiate the situation. Why? Because he's just gonna open his mouth and be like, "Hi, can we have this person back?" And they're gonna look at him and be like, "No," and he's gonna be like, "Okay, fine," and he's gonna walk off. Then they're just gonna capture him and then hold him hostage as well. He cannot negotiate, and I think that article confirmed that to us. I think that article confirmed it to us. Murto is part of the problem. Ten Hag for me is an issue with what's happening on the pitch, but Murto is the issue outside of the pitch, outside of the football pitch. And sadly, those Murto issues outside of the pitch contributes to the performances that we see on the pitch, unfortunately. And that's why I say he's a big problem. That's number one. So we've established it. Mina is no longer having faith in anyone. Mina is having no longer faith in, "Hi, my name's John." He's literally gonna be like, "Hello." He'd be like, "Hello, my name's John," and they're just gonna look at him like this, like, who's this guy? Another hostage. That's it. Does things get better under Ineos? I don't know, but we'll see. As long as the Glazers are there, I have no anticipation that it will get much better. But based on today's game, Bruno Fernandes is a hindrance to us. When United are not playing well, when we play good, Bruno plays good. When United are playing bad, Bruno stinks the place up. And for me, it's like that. You can't be a player like that. You can't be a player like that. Do you guys think that that's okay? That's acceptable? That can run? Because for me, it's like when United play bad, it's like the best players that we have. Today's game, Johnny Evans and Kobbie Mainoo. Johnny Evans, Kobbie Mainoo, probably for me was the best players. Wan-Bissaka looked a bit shaky. Luke Shaw fell asleep for the first goal. Willie Cambuala, he was okay. I won't say he was amazing, but he wasn't the worst. He was okay. Played some good balls over the top, good passes. But for me, Bruno Fernandes if he's going to be part of the team, it can only be when we're playing good. And that's not acceptable. That can't run. That cannot run at all. That cannot run at all. Number 3, I said this last week and I said it the week before, but this front line stinks. Like it's honestly a very, very bad front line. It's the worst front line I've ever seen. I will be very shocked if they score 10 goals between them in the Premier League. If we end the season and they've got 10 goals, I will be very shocked. I look at this, we go into games now where we don't even know where the goals are coming from, guys. We don't know where the goals are coming from. I don't know if it's coming from our back line. I don't know if it's coming from our front line. I don't know where it's coming from. We go to Villa. We play Villa next week at home in a couple of days. I know if we lose, the excuse is going to be fatigue, because we played on Saturday. But everybody flipping. But Villa played yesterday. If I'm not wrong, Villa played on Friday. If I hear And I will come back to this stream, guys, after the game on Tuesday. If we lose or we draw or whatever, if I hear from the manager, yeah, that Villa had one extra day before, I'm gonna lose it. I'm actually gonna lose it, because he's done that time. He's said it a few times this season. Whenever we play a team like Newcastle or whatever, when we played Newcastle, for example, they played Tuesday, we played Wednesday, then we played them on Saturday. He said, "Oh, well, they had one day extra than us because they played Tuesday, we played Wednesday." Wallahi, I will absolutely lose it. Yeah, and my head will be on Mars, guys. My head will be on Mars. My head will be gone if he comes out after Tuesday and says that Villa had one more day than us. I can't do it. I can't do it. You can. I can't. You can. I actually can't. But big up to everyone. Listen, this is going to be a roller coaster, man. This is going to be a roller coaster. Honestly, Mina, tell those lot, tell these United View your opinion on Bruno. I 100% agree with you. Don't worry, man. Tomorrow, full view settings. Mina's going ham. I'm going ham. I'm gunning for the players. Excuse me. I'm gunning for the players. I'm gunning for the manager. I'm gunning for everybody. Everyone can get it except for Kobe Mainoo. Everyone can get it. I'm sorry, but we can't be worse with Sancho in there. Our season will die by childish egos, both player and coach. I said that already at the beginning of the stream. Big up, bro. I absolutely agree with you. It makes me more irritated with Sancho, and it makes me more irritated with Erik ten Hag the more that I see this season kind of rolling out, and I'm thinking Jadon Sancho couldn't be worse. He couldn't be worse. I said before, Bruno is the first to crack when things go wrong. It's a scary sight, man. Captain armband on your hand, and that's how you're playing. It's scary. How was the wedding? It was good. It was all right. I got there in time for the food, so that was good. And ice cream as dessert, and I didn't eat cake. I don't really like cake. But the wedding was good. We were late to the wedding because of me. And people were talking about me in my family group chat, saying that I was live on stream, but I don't care. I don't care. Big up to everyone that's locked in, man. You lot know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. You can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get member custom content. We're playing Among Us in the next couple of days, member only stream. So if you want to join, be sure to get a membership, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel. Tomorrow we got more streams coming up. Me and Saeed are going to chop it up. We got a lot to talk about. And you know what? I might ask. Nah, I think he's unwell. I was going to say Nuruddin, but I think Nuruddin is unwell at the moment. But it'll be me and Saeed. And you know what? We're going to have a lot to talk about. We are going to have a lot to talk about. Big up to everyone. You guys know what it is. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I'm late for my nephew's birthday party. You see the things, guys, that I do for content? The things I do for content is I turn up late to family events. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I need to go and run and get to my nephew's birthday party before they say that I'm not allowed to come anymore. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Listen, guys, United lost. And like I always say after United lost, it's not the end of the world, man. Life goes on. Yeah? Simple as that. You got your loved ones, you got your friends, you got your family. There's more to life to enjoy. Yeah? And remember, Erik ten Hag, Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. That's all I have to say. Big up to everyone, man. Be sure to hit the like button. I will see you lot tomorrow. Peace.